Hey everybody, it's Sean from GoPart.com. We're here today with this 2004 Ford Explorer. We're going to be showing you how to replace a side mirror. I live here in Southern California, so it's actually pretty common for these things to get wiped out if you're parking on the street. If someone on a bicycle passes by and they get taken out while taking out your mirror while you're inside grocery shopping or something. That kind of stuff is pretty common. Fairly easy procedure. We do have to remove the door panel to do it, but that's sounds much more difficult than it is, and we'll show you how to do all that. Tools we're going to need, we're going to be looking at a 7mm socket and a ratchet. Flat blade screwdriver will probably make some things easier, as well as we're going to need an 11mm socket ratchet with an extension to get those bolts that mount the mirror to the door frame. But it's fairly easy, and we'll go show you how to do it right now. Okay, now we're removing the door panel. The first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to remove these two 6mm bolts that are on the bottom of the panel here. I already had one of them started. They are long bolts, so they can take more turns than you would expect to get out. And I believe I misspoke. I'm sorry. These are going to be 7mm bolts. I think I may have told you 6. Okay. So now we got those bolts out, so we can move on. Okay, now with our 7mm screws out, the little flat blade screwdriver that I took here, you can go ahead and pop this bezel off. Okay. And that's what covers your door handle there. Now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and lift and remove the power window switch. Okay, you want to slide that toward the hinge side, and on the back, which I'll show you in a second, are two wiring harnesses here. Go ahead and push down the tab, pull those out, and there's our power window switch out. And your harnesses are right here on the back. Now that we have the power window switch out, I want to go ahead and get you a better angle. There's a 6mm bolt right here, or I'm sorry, a 7. I've done that twice already. A 7mm bolt here, so I'm going to go ahead and loosen that. Okay. I've got that bolt out. Okay, now you want to go ahead and pop the panel free. Little tabs on the back that kind of hold it in place. Okay, and you can now lift up and remove the door panel. See if I can get you a good view here. These are the clips that we were just lifting up on. Some have the kind that snap in. I actually think these are much better. Of course, it's the back of the panel there. So get that out of the way. Okay, now if we're looking to change the side mirror, they have this foam water shield here. There goes the door panel. Very important for protecting some of the electrical components inside the door, as well as dampening the sound when you're on the road. You want to be careful. We are going to have to peel it back to access the mirror's mounting bolts here. They use an epoxy that actually comes off pretty cleanly, so long as you're careful and patient. You want to take it slow. You don't want to tear these these shields here, while they may just seem kind of annoying, they actually do serve a very valuable purpose. Okay, so there we go. We have it off there, or most of the way off. There we go. It might be stuck to the wiring there, so we can go ahead and leave it there. There are 3 11mm bolts that hold the mirror to the door. You can go ahead and disconnect mirror's wiring harness. Just push the tab, pull that down. We can kind of get that down and out of the way. So I've got a 11mm socket, small ratchet, or a small extension for my ratchet. And we're going to go ahead and loosen and remove those 3 bolts. Now, while you're doing this, you want to be careful not to drop the bolt down inside the door frame. Otherwise, you'll have to take off this water shield to get to it, which isn't necessarily difficult, just takes some extra time that maybe you don't want to spend. So we got the first nut off there. I'm trying to be careful so I don't drop it down inside the door. Okay, got the second one. You want to hang on to your mirror while you do the last one here. This bolts are the only thing holding the mirror to the door. Third bolt there. Now you can take the mirror off. That's going to be your mirror there, wiring harness there. When you order your mirror from GoPart.com, it'll come just like this, mounts up the exact same way. You'll have your, you should have your small foam shield there. If it doesn't have it, this is very easy to take off and just transfer over. But again, yours should have it on there. Nothing wrong with our mirror, so we're going to go ahead and put it right back on. Very simple. What we're going to do is just slide it into place, make sure that everything lines up on the other side. Your the gasket and everything. Okay, it fits right on there. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and tighten these 11mm bolts. And what I'm going to do, just to get them started, is I'm actually going to take the ratchet off. And I'm just going to use the extension. There goes the ratchet. Use the extension just sort of to give me a bit more control while I'm just getting it threaded. And we can tighten them up with the ratchet here in a few minutes once we have all 3 of those bolts on there. You don't have to be incredibly tight, you just want to get it tight enough so the mirror's not wiggling around on you when you're moving or anything like that. Go ahead and double check the other side, make sure everything's lined up right. Everything's perfect. So then what we'll do is simply plug in our wiring harness here. We'll reattach the small foam shield, reattach the door panel, and then we're all set. So now that we're done doing whatever it is you were doing on the inside of your door panel here, we can go ahead and reattach it. What you want to do is feed your wiring harnesses through. There's a little opening here, so we're going to have to reattach those. There we go. Just sort of line everything up. these little indents mean we're going to have some hooks that go there. So just kind of go ahead and just sort of work your way around. The adhesive should still be working. If it's not, you can use a little bit if you like. Once you mount the door on, though, it won't be going anywhere. Make sure you have everything reconnected the way it needs to be. Okay, all that's in place. Okay, we can go ahead and now move to reattaching our speaker. Connect the wiring harness. Tighten up our 6mm bolts. Grab our door panel. Basically, you're going to use these hanging tabs, and we're going to do just that. We're going to hang it right on the door, kind of line them up to the best of your ability. Everything should be flush once you got it in the right spot. That's what I love about these door panels. Switch to our 7mm socket ratchet extension. Go ahead and tighten the bolt here. Try not to drop and destroy your tools. Okay, now we'll go ahead and move on to reattaching our panels there.